Today, we're finally diving deep into the world of C6 ceramics, their Hydro Lite. Ivan did send this over for me to check out along with his app polish. Not a fully sponsored video, but they did provide this very expensive coating and their app polish for us to test out on the channel today. So I'm gonna try and do it justice, and I'm gonna try and dive deep into what the heck is exactly a detonated nano diamond and what is adhesion promoter polish. So I'm not just gonna sit out here and rattle off the top of my head what exactly this stuff is. We're gonna go in the studio, we're gonna read the notes, we're gonna take a little deep dive, see if we can find out some interesting facts about these products and C6 and the DNDs. Let's head over in the studio before we jump right into this Chevy Trax. We might even take a little trip to Harbor Freight, you never know. Let's check it out. Alrighty folks, we're in the studio and we are doing some deep investigation of C6 ceramics and their detonated nano diamond coatings, which at the moment is their Hydro Lite, which is available for you, the consumer, to pick up anytime you want over at DIYdetail.com. It comes at a hefty price of $300. You can save a couple dollars though if you don't want the applicator. Come in about $297, heck of a deal if you ask me. And we'll be investigating the app adhesion promoter polish, see how to correctly apply it, what we need, all that good stuff. So let's jump into it. They sent me a nice little list here of commonly asked, I think, questions that are going to be asked about C6 and the coating and app. So let's go through that first because this is valuable information and I would get half this wrong trying to memorize it in the heat of the cleaner studio. So that's why we're in the air conditioner studio, getting straight to the facts. So let's give our little fact sheet here a rundown and see what we got. C6 ceramic questions and answers. Here we go. Right off the bat, how do I apply the C6 coating? Starting with 10 drops on your applicator and apply, then 1 to 2 drops when needed. Less is more. This coating is going to go a long way for you. One bottle is supposed to do 2 vehicles, so it's basically $150 a car. Does the coating flash? C6 coating's rainbow, and you wait till they're almost done to level. So basically wait for that rainbow to dissipate. Lately with Tim Coates coatings over at Ethos, he's been kind of educating us on his coatings as well. And the same kind of thing, you want to wait till that rainbow actually flashes all the way on Ethos, but C6, just like the DIY coatings, they dissipate about 50% or so, and then you can start the wipe off procedure to an easy wipe off, and that's going to maximize the durability and the bonding of the solvents leaving the surface, leaving behind that ceramic coating, but still giving you a great wipe-off procedure when it comes time to level that coating. What if I level too soon? If the surface feels grabby, stop, wait a little longer. Pretty straightforward. What 2 coatings are part of the C6 Ceramics automotive line? That's C6 Hydro and C6 Diamond Gloss coating. Those are going to be the more professional installed coatings. So that's not what we're covering in today's video. We have Hydro Lite, the consumer version. How are these coatings applied? These are a wipe-on coating applicator in the bottle. What is the difference between Hydro and Diamond Gloss? Both offer exceptional gloss and hydrophobic, but Hydro is the more hydrophobic, Diamond is glossier. So I'm guessing Hydro Lite being a lighter version of the professional Hydro coating. It's going to be a super hydrophobic coating in your washes. How long after application can you drive into the elements? Only 1 hour is required after coating, 7 days until first wash. Pretty standard with the 7 days, but the 1 hour after coating is a real fast curing time to send it out into the elements. That's great. Go ahead and get that one out and get the next one in. What temperature restrictions are there? Coating must be applied in weather above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Makes sense. Will you have a consumer available version? That is what we're checking out today. C6 Hydro Lite is a 6-year coating. Now, interesting enough, it's rated at 6 years, but the next question is, how does Hydro Lite compare to DIY coatings? Hydro Lite is at the top, 3, 5, 8, the stack, then Hydro Lite. So Hydro Lite is still superior to the other coatings. So you might be wondering, how exactly is a 6-year coating stouter than the 8-year with the 3-year, which they call the stack? And I'm guessing that's just pure performance based, like the hydrophobics are just going to be a notch above the next level, maybe the gloss, all that good stuff, with the added benefit of those detonated nano diamonds is the only thing I can assume when comparing to the standard DIY coatings. How do I maintain the coating? Your normal wash, decontaminate, drying process, DIY products are maintenance for C6. Yep, pretty straightforward there. Why detonated nano diamonds? DND. DND better attracts to the paint, holds the coating components together, and eliminates fracturing also. Why only professional? Cost is higher than traditional DIY coatings and high spots are not easily removed. So if you leave a high spot even with the consumer Hydro Lite, I've heard you're not going to have a good time. So just be very thorough in application. We'll get into the application here in a minute. Now let's get into the app, adhesion promoter polish. Let's see what they have to say about that. What tool do I use to apply the app? A short stroke random orbital sander is best. And Ivan actually told me just head on down to Harbor Freight, get you a palm sander, and you're going to have a good time. Now, I love a good invitation anytime I get to go to Harbor Freight. So, one of my favorite stores. So we'll see on this episode if we take us a little trip, or if we don't. You can use a forced rotation polisher, and I do have a forced rotation flex polisher out in the cleaner studio. How does app work? App is applied to the paint and it primes it for the coating. From my understanding, it swells the paint, allowing for that paint to kind of further absorb, and that allows for the coating and the solvents to push that coating further into paint. I don't know. How do I know when to apply more? Start with 4 drops, apply more when you no longer see a trail. So a little dab will do you once you're all primed up. What surfaces does app go on? Glass, trim, paint, nearly all exterior, and we'll be testing that in this video for sure. How do I level the app? Pearl weave towel, then follow with a buffing towel. Pretty straightforward. Miscellaneous towels are not to be dry or damp. Red pad is not to be dry or dampened. So going against everything I've installed on the DIY detail channel with the damp pad and this and that, for the app, you skip all that. You go straight with a dry pad, little dab will do you, and you don't come in with a damp towel or rinseless stamping towel or anything like that to wipe it off. Which comes to applying the app, you want to quickly, I think, apply the polish in 1, maybe 2 passes at max, and carry on and just do kind of a quick final little buff, light enhancement, and then finish, get around the car very fast with the app, and then just come back and level everything out. Can the app be used with other coatings? It says in the miscellaneous down here, it says yes it can. Coating must be applied within 24 hours of applying the app. App is a fine polish, replaces the panel prep. So that's great. Coating composition of the nano diamond coatings are polysiloxane, SiC, SiO2, and detonated nano diamonds. You've seen kind of that first list there of polysiloxane, SiC, SiN, SiO2 are in kind of the DIY original coatings as well, and now being enhanced even further with the detonated nano diamond. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of look up detonated nano diamonds on the best place to look up facts on the internet, Wikipedia. So, detonation nano diamond. What the heck is a D&D? Also known as ultra dispersed diamond, UDD, is a diamond that originates from a detonation. That makes sense. When an oxygen-deficient explosive mixture of TNT RDX is detonated in a closed chamber, diamond particles with a diameter of 0.5 nanometers are formed at the front of the detonation wave in the span of several microseconds. All right, that's pretty interesting. So applications down here, even on the Wikipedia. So applications down here on the Wikipedia page, you got polishing, the engine oils, the dry lubricants, reinforcing filters, thermal filters, additives. And at the bottom, looky there, someone tried to put in some C6 stuff. We got refined diamonds added to ceramic coatings with paint, C6 ceramic, so that's pretty funny. But there you go, just a quick look at what the heck a DND actually is, detonated nano diamond. It doesn't seem like something Ivan pulled out his butt to throw in a coating, but I think he's definitely the first one to throw a DND in a ceramic coating from my knowledge. So that's all we got on this one. Now, let's get back into the studio, but first, take a little trip to the greatest store in the world. And now that we've taken a trip to Harbor Freight, we're back in the garage. We got our Hercules brushless 20-volt polisher. It is a beast. So check that out. I'm looking forward to using it. And not that heavy kind of deal. Should be a great tool to add to the arsenal, especially when I have the Hercules rotary as well. Really, really good rotary. Got an Obert backing plate on it, if you're wondering, but it is also 20 volt, same battery. So great time to add another battery tool to the Hercules lineup. That's why I went with the Hercules palm sander for our application of adhesive promoter polish, or app. Now, you got to team up app with the DIY finishing red pad. So that's exactly what we got here, a 5-inch finishing pad. We'll put app on 2 dots to prime it, and then 1 dot after that once you start to not leave behind a trail. We'll get into it though. You're going to see it in action on this Chevy Trax. That's enough talking. Let's finally get into some action. All right, now we've got the Chevy Trax all polished up with app adhesion promoter polish. Used our Hercules brushless palm sander, 20 volt, and really nice. I like, I've already liked the red pad with the rotary. App was really nice. Application and removal was easy peasy. Just don't overwork it. Don't, that's why it likes that short throw, so it doesn't get overworked and kind of cements a little bit. I guess I haven't played around with it too much, but apparently that's why you want to use the short throw palm sanders. It was able to move around the vehicle super quickly, easy peasy, and wipe it all down. It's been about 25-30 minutes. Get around it. Quick paint enhancement with app. If you need to polish a little deeper, you do that beforehand with whatever polish, one-step polish, two-step polish you're going to do. And then you apply app, and then your paint's ready to go for this Hydro Lite coating. And of course, the polisher review, it was good. It definitely got the job done. The button's a little finicky, a little awkward with the plastic thing above it. And it gets a little heavy on you. Now, let's unbox what we came to see here, the main event, which is Hydro Lite. In the box, you get an applicator. There is a no applicator kit. You get stickers, and this was a special edition, I guess. I don't think this was supposed to come, but I call it the golden Charizard card of installer cards that I'll be leaving in this vehicle. And it's, of course, just, customer name, vehicle, application date, and has a little QR code, probably goes to a video or something, or the website, and it looks really cool. I think this should come with all these boxes, but especially at $300 price point. But Hydro Lite, let's get into it. Hydro is a coating designed to create the ultimate in hydrophobic. So Hydro, meaning this is the more hydrophobic coating of the C6 lineup. Lite being this is the consumer version of Hydro. So let's crack open this box. And there you go. There's a better look at the coating bottle, kind of the DIY style, black opaque bottles. There's batch code, and you get 30 mils of product. So we're gonna crack it open. We're gonna put no drop stopper. So we're gonna put, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 drops. Little dab will do you apparently. Let's smush it in there. And especially with these applicators, put the cap on the bottle. These applicators spread out your product really good. Not my favorite applicators, but we're gonna try it again today. And I think Ivan likes to apply it in circles, so we'll do it everything the Mr. LaCroix way so we don't mess up his fancy coating application here. I'm sweating bullets trying not to sweat on the paint. As we come back around this way, it is getting hot here in the swamp. And as long as you have a trail, you don't really, just like the polish, as long as you have a trail, you don't need to apply more. But there you go. I'm gonna let that do its thing. It's supposed to rainbow, and once the rainbow kind of dissipates like the DIY coatings, then you come back, level it off. Let's do the other half of the hood. Really test some limits here. So we're just gonna apply a couple drops more, a couple big lugs. Probably way too much. I think I just broke my own rule of only apply when you have to, but kind of is what it is. All right. We are doing a whole hood here, so we'll just do bigger circles, spread it out a little more evenly. Get a real nice coat of Hydro on this Chevy Trax. You know what? I think I'm getting the Ivan technique down, and it is pretty nice once you kind of figure it out. And there you go. There it goes, beginning to rainbow. This one's actually looked like it has dissipated pretty quickly. Like I said, it's super hot here, so we're going to see. There we go. With our level towel first. Really easy application so far. With Hydro Lite. Looking good, looking good. Let's come in with a big fluffy towel for our second wipe off. Make sure all this is nice and level. All right, I think this side of the hood is good to go. Let's come to this side. The rainbow is doing its thing. If it's a little grabby, you're supposed to wait. We a little bit of over applied on this side, so we'll give it a couple more seconds. There we go. Really level this side down. And it's leveling out really, really nice. I hear you definitely don't want to leave any high spots with a C6 ceramic coating. So be very methodical and meticulous on your wipe off procedure. Try not to sweat on it like I'm doing, and you should wind up with a fantastic results. And what I hear is ultimate protection. All right, that's the hood, and I think instantly the gloss has in fact increased. It looks fantastic. So I'm going to do the rest of the car lickety split like. This of course skipped the panel prep, so we're already 45 minutes in. That's with me talking, and we've already coated the whole hood, and we're moving on to the rest of the vehicle. We're going to get it all coated up and wrap this video up. And there you go, the Chevy tracks all coated up from the wheels up. Gotta put the tire shine on, but it's all glossed up from Hydro Lite. As you can see, looking really, really good. Got it all over the trim and everything. The glass, every part of this vehicle is coated up with that C6 Hydro Lite. Installation was just a breeze. I mean, not to, make you confident in buying the coating and that kind of deal, but I had zero problems. App was super fast, super easy. We got this thing coated in about an hour and a half, and I had zero problems. I would do multiple panels at a time, easy peasy. Come back, level off, I had no problems. This was one of the easier coatings to install of all time. I'm sweating bullets, it's super hot. It's a breeze, so don't be afraid of it. It's just as easy as the DIY coatings. Pretty much follows the same kind of rules because it follows the same kind of makeup, except it has those DNDs, as we learned about today, them detonated nano diamonds. It's kind of the magical pixie dust ingredient in this stuff. App, enjoyed it. Harbor Freight polisher, super awesome as well. One thing left to do, and that's put in the C6 ceramic member card. As you can see, it was for my mother. So yep, installed this for my mom. So shout out to Ivan and the team at C6 Ceramics, shooting me over brand new coating to install. Late Mother's Day present, I'd say, for my mother and her new purchase of the Chevy Trax. She ain't bought a new car in like 20 years or something, so perfect coating put on her brand new vehicle. And because of that, I'll be able to schedule this monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly basis, and we're gonna check up on this coating very regularly. So I wanted to go and do this in thorough depth kind of application and overview of C6 Hydro Lite, because this isn't a very expensive coating at $300, and it requires specific tools like the palm sander or the forced rotation, and updates are on their way. So before you spend your money on this very expensive coating, you can sit back, you can relax, wait for the updates. I can't magically fast forward to a year and that kind of deal, but you've seen updates of the DIY coatings on my channel, And so far, so good. Ivan hasn't really steered us wrong. To date, his coating lineup has been fantastic. So I'm looking forward to checking up on Hydro Lite and all that good stuff. But like I said, very expensive coating. The usability and application was an absolute breeze though. Nothing to be afraid of, and it definitely delivered on appearance and gloss. We know that hydrophobic behavior is something we're gonna have to check up on in the future, but this is actually should be ready to go, as at least the hood. So let's get some water behavior on the hood before we get out of here, and stay tuned for the updates for the full wash and that kind of deal. And that's all I got on C6 Hydro Lite. It's available at DIY.com, I do believe. Promo codes all over the place, so go use them if you got them. Wait for your super coupon. Get you a nice palm sander from Harbor Freight, always a good time. App adhesion promoter polish, really good polish. Don't overwork it, and it's gonna be easy, breezy, lemony squeezy. And the Chevy Trax is all coated up. That's all I got for this one, people. We'll catch you on the next one.